Good morning, Farmer Rob here from Cannon Hall Farm in Barnsley, South Yorkshire. So it's another lovely day. It's absolutely what we've been hoping and praying for. An early, wonderful spring would be a boost for the farm, but I think a boost for everyone, wouldn't it? To have a month of good weather would be just what the doctor ordered. And I've been looking at the long-term forecast this morning, and that's sort of what they're saying. There's a fair chance of happening, so that would be fabulous. So what we're doing this morning, Davy's just nipped off to put the trailer on. We've got some pygmy goats due very soon, and space in winter is always an issue. So what we're going to do, with the benefit of this weather forecast, we're going to turn the llamas outside to enjoy an early spring turnout. Now we'll feed them every day because there's not oodles of grass. But yeah, and if the weather cuts up rough, we'll bring them back in. But they should get the benefit of an early spring and a longer grazing period, which is fantastic. So that's what we're going to do first thing this morning. Just going to pick up some wormer and then we can just make sure that they're parasite free when they hit the fields. So but this is a pour on, so it's not going to annoy them too much. So we've got Elvis, the 2 girls and 2 calves, so hopefully we can get them in the trailer. Hopefully we can get them where we need to get them, and hopefully they'll enjoy the day more out in the fields than they would inside. So this is the start of our spring turnout. Yesterday was the first day of spring, and they're the first animals to go out. But that will go from a trickle to an avalanche, because as the days and the weeks and the months progress, we will just bear with me here, get the right stuff. We will be able to put more and more animals out, and they'll be able to have a better and better time. So that's not right. That's not right. That's not right. Is that right? No. Spot on there. Let's have a look. So where's spot on? What's that? Yeah, that will do. Just bear with me, folks. I'll just put this down a sec. Nearly there. It's all a bit tangled up. There we have it. Right, so let's continue our merry way. And I had a fabulous day yesterday. Loads of people visiting, loads of people having a great time. The sound of families enjoying themselves on the playground is something that I always love to hear. And there was plenty of that going on yesterday, so that was great. So yeah, a kick and a punch for the first month. We missed that, didn't we? I didn't kick or punch anything, which I suppose is a good thing. So yeah, 1st of March, first day of spring. Morning, Jack. So I'm making my way down to the rare breeds barn, because that's where the llamas are currently hanging out. Now what we'll be able to do when the llamas are out, we'll be able to build a load of pens for the goats to go into as the kid. We'll be able to make a better job of them, because obviously establishing that bond when they're first born is the first and most important job. And the more space you've got to build a good pen and keep them in that pen for a week or more, means that there's more chance of a solid bond and everything working really well. So this weather is a little bit of a gift for us. Let me show you what it looks like. Look at that. Wow. So we can't grumble at that, can we? That's beautiful. So the good thing about these llamas is, as long as they don't get an absolute soaking, the temperature is not something that affects them. You know, it's just as cold in that open barn as it is outside, or nearly just as cold. And we'll just watch the weather, and if we get a day's rain, we'll bring them back. But look at that. That looks absolutely stunning, doesn't it? Looks absolutely breathtaking. So I'll open this gate in case. Here comes Dave. No doubt he'll have a view on how we do this, so I'll just put this in here. Well, it'd be easier to it'd be easier to load them and to treat them in here, wouldn't it? He says, I am on the JCB this morning, I can give you half an hour. No, I'm just saying what you're saying because we can't hear you. Fiona says, we had a fantastic lunch at the White Bull on Friday. You all look very busy. I had a peek at the new entrance. Fabulous. Jill says, happy anniversary. Catherine says, good morning all. And Makoka Sheila says, good morning all. Nikki says, good morning everyone. Right, so this is the benefit of Dick. Without him, we wouldn't have these gates. I hope you're appreciating him now. If he's watching, Spotted Dick and Dave they love each other a lot, but they quarrel. And look at that though. See, that's got to be better, hasn't it? Well, that's all that's contained now. Well, shall I? Well, we need to turn them down. Are they ready to go? No. No, they're not. We need to separate them out. I don't think we need loads, but we need to get them ready, yeah. Put them hurdles, Dave, on top side, then we don't need to worry about that. And I'll see what I can do with these ponies. I can put ponies in with the donks for a minute. So, how is it? Oh, look at that. That's a lovely sight. Dare we say? Drinking like Dave on a Friday night. Oh, there we go. Oh, you've knocked this off, you rascals. So, we're doing this on the hoof, if you'll pardon the pun. She's getting lower, isn't she? She's getting closer. Need to watch her more closely. Come on, donks. Ponies, not donks. There we go. Winston. Right, Ozzy Osbourne. We'll have to stay behind this gate. Go on, Oz. You stay there. You look. You stay there. Oh, good intelligence, little llama. No, you're staying there because you're a goat. Not bad, is it? We didn't need a load of people. Yeah, and I'll drive them out. So come on, llamas. Come on. Steady down. Oh, crikey. Dave, just give Ruth a ring, will you? Let's just drop a multivitamin to them babies. I've got this. What's it? Yeah, but if you get them into that thing, I could ask Ruth, or you could ask Ruth, just to come and give. You know, like they benefit from vitamins, don't they? Them youngsters, to make sure they grow properly. So it might be just worth doing that before we turn them out. And I could show the folks something else and then come back for the turnout. So they look well, don't they? They look in good order. And 2,200 people watching. Look at that. Look at that. That's what. Well, yeah. Just ring Philip, David. Just ask him which one. He's awake. Yeah, that's it. Just put him in there for now. He's awake. Don't worry. I just think while we've got him here, we'll never have a better chance, will we? They look well, don't they? Look in good order. Come on. Through you go. So they're going to hit the fields this morning. Oh, that one's, it's not being bossed. That one's saying, actually, I'm going to do what I want. Alright. 10 for the pen. Well done, Dave. So 2,200 people. So I'll go and separate them. I'll mooch about here while you. I need a JCB to move these buckets and things. Yeah. Well, there's no rush, is there? Yeah. If you need to do a bit of stuff, do a bit of stuff. You just put that out at weight, and then I'll just go in a look round while you sort that out. When we inject the calves, the cria, we'll have to make sure we take them away from the mums, because they will shower us with saliva. Without a shadow of a doubt. So right, let's put these back where they belong. There's no point making a mess and walking away, is there? You've got to leave things in an orderly fashion. It's a lovely cow, that, isn't it? The cow with no name will appear on Springtime on the Farm, where its name will be duly announced. It's a good calf, that, you know. Really good. Right, so what's everyone up to? What's everyone doing? Are you going to try and get out in the sunshine if you possibly can? I know my dad had a fabulous day yesterday in his garden. So, which I know he's really chuffed about, because he loves his garden. All right, opinion. Okay, yeah. Oh, I'm French. Or maybe not French, what's the other name we gave it? Can't remember now. Casper, French Casper. So we've got goats that are due to kids soon. I think it's that lot. So we're watching for them. We've now got a pen in there. We can start building some pens in. And when they're kidded, we'll take this playground down and muck it out. So that's good. These guys we're going to put into kid for let me think. We're looking at October half term, and for, assuming we get it, winter on the farm. So Nikki says still in bed. Helena loves Roger's garden. And Anne says, will you be naming the new Shire foal soon? Yeah, I think I've got a name in mind that I think has reached universal approval, which I think everyone else now likes. So I think we'll be able to hit you this week with a new name for that new foal. So we're turning our attention to the next big deal, aren't we? We've talked about Pony M there, and she's going out for a roll. Look at that. Take the opportunity to have a look at her bag. So I'd say it's still some way to go. She's loving that, isn't she? So I'd say she's not there yet, but obviously she's getting closer. So we need to keep an eye on these, because these things can sneak up on you. The other thing that we're going to do shortly, maybe tomorrow, is to turn. We don't think Jess is in foal, and these two most recent ones that foaled aren't in foal. So we'll probably turn those out with the foals with Winston in a field, and let nature take its course. So, you know, this time next year, or, you know, between now and the middle of April next year, hopefully we'll have another 2 or 3 foals. I think that's going to be the first one there, look. That one on the right hand side. Hello. Hello, beauties. So we've got Rascal, and who's the other one? Rascal and what? You're Rascal, aren't you? Rascal's off to a new home soon. I think maybe that one. I think. You see, she's a bit bigger, isn't she? Is she bagging up yet, is the question. Good girl. 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 Ah, she's beat me. So, yeah, not ready yet, but again, getting nearer. So, who is with us? Liz said, Lady Cynthia Gray, after your lovely mum for the Shire Foal. There was a horse ran yesterday at Doncaster called Lady Cynthia. I put £3 on it for my mother. Came second. Rebecca says, Pony M, how adorable. Ruth says, Woody, thank you, it is Woody. Woody and Rascal, I think. And Helen says, Flower. Right, Ray Walter, I'm sure you're right, Ray. I disagree with you about spring, Rob. Although the weather is nice, spring doesn't start until March the 20th. Yeah, I totally get it. But I think they say that March, April, May are the meteorological spring. That's where I'm going by. we wouldn't dream of turning things like cattle out yet, because obviously the grass hasn't really got going. The reason that we can turn the llamas out is because we've got a forecast of a dry month. They're a very resilient animal in terms of temperatures, and we'll feed them every day. So we know that we can make a good job of looking after them, and ultimately that's all that matters. If that frees up a bit of room in here, we've got a load of hurdles there to build pens for the pygmy goats, and we just get a little bit nearer to where we need to be. You know, I've often, a wise man once told me, you never ever get there. You've just got to enjoy the journey. And the older you get, the more sense that makes. You know, you're always, as a young man, I was always looking for when that happens, we'll be, you know, that'll be it. We'll be great. But then something else always crops up that you want to do, that you need to do, that occupies your focus. So the reality is just enjoy every day, live in the moment, enjoy what you do as much as you can, and the rest will look after itself. So yeah, look at that light flooding into this building. We've got down here what I think are some really special lambs. I was looking, I what's-it-did yesterday. I bedded all these up with a. I didn't have that someone jogging out there. I'm envious. I didn't use a spreader bale. I just used an old A-fork. And as I did it, I looked round every animal. And I spent time looking and observing, and I noticed a lame sheep. I noticed a lame ewe, which we were able to treat. I noticed one of these cows had got foul, which I injected last night. Fowler foot is an infection of the foot, that one there. So there is no substitute for getting in amongst them and, you know, and doing things properly. And you see more if you look harder. I enjoyed bedding the bull up, Sultan. He was a gentleman with me. Let me walk round and shake the strop. These ewes, I was able to give them straw in every corner and have a right good look. I picked one of them out that wasn't in as good a condition as I would have liked and put it through here. The ones in here are getting more nutrition, they're getting fed more. So little things like that. At this point, little interventions like that can actually make a massive difference. It can be literally the difference between success and failure. So stick with us, guys, this morning, because we're going to be turning the llamas out in the not too distant future. But until then, we're just having a bit of a look round. We haven't been down here so much lately. There's Brooke there. Now Ruth is taking Brooke. Is it a week today, or is it the week after? I'm not sure. To the National Shire Horse Show. So is it a week today or is it the week after? That's the question. I'm not exactly sure. So yeah, we're excited about that. We're excited to see how Brooke compares with other horses of her age. You know, she's going to be up against, I think she's going to be in the senior mares class, which, you know, she's 4, I think. She's going to go into foal this time, but she's a big, smart horse. You know, I'm sure she's going to look the part. I'm sure she's going to look magnificent. So, and she was out of Silver, the first one that Philip had bred, I believe. So, Ellie says, I noticed the cow was limping yesterday. So yeah, David and I got it out last night and injected it. We walked it, moved the sheep out of the way, walked it out into the handling where the llamas are now. Gave it a long-acting antibiotic. We gave it pain relief. Gave it a big slug of anti-inflammatory and pain relief, which will make it feel, you know, a lot better. Now these 3, I think there's one due on the 9th of March, 2 on the 11th. So we're excited about that. So we're watching these now. I'm glad to say I've got my cameras all back up and running, functioning perfectly. So throughout the night I'm checking cameras. I don't think it does anything for my sleep pattern, to be fair, but it's, compared to having to get up, which I've been doing for the last week, and go and check them physically, they're an absolute godsend. You know, I've sort of trained myself now to go back to sleep fairly soon afterwards. So yeah, but they look great, don't they? Some of those lambs down there look an absolute treat. So you can see that cow; she's very tender, look, a bit less tender than she was. It's next weekend, Rob, says Maureen. Excellent. So yeah, that's great. We're yeah. So Brooke at the National Shire Horse Show with Ruth next weekend. Wish them luck. I'm sure they're gonna do us proud. And do the place proud, you know, and do the breed proud. More importantly, you know, we want the. Here comes probably Dave. Yeah. He's back. Right. So let's move on. He's got a few bits and bobs to do, hasn't he? So, but when he's done them, we're gonna drop those llamas out in the fields and let them enjoy this spring sunshine. There he goes. So he's moving buckets about. See, those cows are just bagging up a bit now. They're a week away. There's Brooke, and that's made her perk up, look, can you see? There's nothing like an animal looking at something and being interested in it, to like ears prick forward, can you see? And that's exactly what you want in the show ring. You want an animal to look alert, interested, you know, almost on edge. I mean, she's not on edge, she's just interested. But that's what you want. You want that look when you're showing an animal. We've got to think about a new partner for Blossom, or do we go with Courage again? all these things are to decide on. John says first day of spring is March the 20th. And Gina says, morning Dave. And Yvonne says, how is Katie and baby James, Rob? They're absolutely champion. Thank you very much. Champion. So Dave's getting the gates ready. He's going to back the Jeep up, or the trailer up, ready to load the llamas. We've got a couple of injections to do. We've got some pour on lice treatment to put on. But it won't take long. So Dave's going down there with that bucket. So, right, what else do we do? Let's have a meander out of here. Let's have a walk in the sunshine. We don't often get a chance to walk in the sunshine at this time of year, do we? So we ought to top up our levels of vitamin D. You've got a taste of paradise. Do you know what you need, Dave? No, but do you know which inject? I think it's that vitamin D, isn't it? Have you checked with Philip? No. Oh, just check with Philip. I'll walk up to Roundhouse if you pick me up there, right? With what? With them in. Yeah. Well, I won't be able to hold them. You need someone to help you hold them, don't you? That's... Coming down at 8 anyway. So yeah, all right. Right, we'll have a walk up here. David will collect it at Roundhouse and we'll watch him going out. He's just got to inject the two calves with the vitamin supplement. And just need to make sure we give them the right stuff. So yeah, we're going to turn some of the donkey. Look at all Gordon's sheep. Look fantastic, don't they? All spread out, all with the lambs, looking lovely. We're going to turn some donkeys out in there tomorrow. Maybe put Gary out with the bigger donkeys in there, but we'll have to bring those in at night. There's no good leaving them out. They won't prosper at this time of year if they get a wetting, but they will benefit from a blast round and an introduction to the jack. They need to be outside to run with the jack because he needs to. They need to be able to let him know that they're not in season, if that makes sense. So that's the view towards Barnsley. That's the view towards Gordon's Fields. An excellent farmer and an excellent neighbour. Really hard working and very effective. You know, he lives the life. He's not he just a bit of meat loaf there was the family. Marley says, do as you told Dave. I bet when he was little he was bossed around. Well, let's put it this way, he's made up for it since. So it's just a matter of making sure that they get the right stuff, because there's I think it's vitamin D that they need, because it's obviously they don't get as much sunlight as they do in South America. So it was Peter Wright that told me. I just want to make sure we got it right, and I'm sure Philip will know. Got my glasses on. Claire says, love that view, Rob. And Ruth says, can't wait to see that view again next weekend. So yeah, look at that. Absolutely fantastic. So we're going to go up to the roundhouse. I'm going to catch up on all the lambs up there. We're going to visit the Shire Horse Foal. Some of the maintenance team have been busy here, cutting back, tidying up, making sure that people don't get scratched as they walk past. And I think you'll see a difference up here. You know, the lambs, they don't take a week's a long time in terms of how much they grow, and they've certainly grown a lot. Look at that. Right. That's a photograph in itself, isn't it? Sarah says, has the new foal been named yet? Not officially, but I think we've got a name. I think we've got one that everyone likes. Susan says, is Silver and Ruby back? Not yet, but Silver's covered by Hercules. Last I heard, Ruby wasn't, but we need to leave them there long enough to get them scanned and confirmed in full. So they probably won't be back for another month or 6 weeks. There's no point doing it and not being certain. You know, it's a considerable investment. So, you know, we might as well. And this is why people don't really breed Shire horses, because by the time you've added up everything it costs in terms of scanning and what have you, and the feeding of, you know, they're not something that you tend to make money from. They're something that are a labour of love, and that's why a place like us can do it, you know, because we make them one of our big deals. And the fact that you guys are so invested in them obviously really matters. And you know, with adoptions and people and it driving visits, look at that. That's a £1 million view, isn't it? Sharon said it's the 2nd of March, Rob, you've lost today. Oh well. And Wendy says, what a beautiful morning walk. I'm here in London, so it's quite a way to have to go and see this. I mean, there's some nice spots in London. It's 2,300 people watching now. Thank you very much for your interest. Morning, Ruth. You all right? Not so bad. I was just saying, there's some nice spots in London. You know, some of those parks are unbelievable. They're fantastic. But there's nothing quite like. It's a bit biased, but there's nothing quite like the view that we've just looked at. And this is another view of another area of the farm, which people love. You know, the children. This playground has made such a difference to what we do, to the amount of enjoyment people get from coming and visiting, because we've got something now. I do believe we've got something for all ages, and that's something to you know, to be really pleased about, because we're you know, we've got something for grandparents. Well, not just watching the children play, but in terms of the animals and the history of the place. And you know, we're right next to a big museum in a country park with formal gardens, aren't we? So I do think, and there's obviously all the animals. There's the reptiles, there's the mammals, there's the playgrounds. We've got the indoor play. You know, I do think we tick a lot of boxes now, which obviously shines through in the number of people that visit. So there we are. So look at that lot. Fantastic. And there's the star of the show, I think. Our little foal. Chris says morning Ruth. Elizabeth says morning Ruth. So yeah, I mean that looks straight and true and beautifully marked. It looks majestic, and so does Sapphire. I don't think she's ever looked better. Christine says love the area, brilliant. 2,400 people watching now, so we're building an audience. Helen says, when does springtime on the farm start, Rob? I think it'll be on the telly in the Easter holidays. I think we're filming it here on site in the first week of April. So they look fab. Simon says, spent five hours with you yesterday with just my 5-year-old daughter. Great afternoon of playing and learning. 10 out of 10. Well, that's lovely words. Thank you.